so much for being here. We have 4 great combos for you tonight. We love these students. They take it seriously. They come to rehearsals. They practice their parts. And many of them come to rehearsal early and stay late. They really work at it. We're so happy to be performing for you tonight. This is the Dominant 7. That's a good combo name, right? The Dominant 7. Yeah. That's Katie Cho on drums. Ellie Sandhope on electric bass. The multi-instrumentalist Maisie Robinson's playing upright bass tonight, tuba and percussion. Ava Gardy on piano. The senior Ava Gessner on guitar. Valentina Marinucci on alto sax. And Beatrice Andrews on vocals. This is from a Count Basie recording called Easy Does It. Destiny Mucho. We'll feature Beatrice on this one. seriously. Nice solo. There we go. Really good. We're going to continue with another jazz standard, also a pop standard back in the day. You Stepped Out of a Dream. We're going to feature Beatrice again, and Ava Gessner on guitar, and we're asking to come to the stage Leo McDonald. I gotta say a few words about Leo right here. You know, he's been here longer than any of us. He went to preschool here. It's true, his mother's been on the English faculty since the early 80s. And he is such a smart, interesting guy, he has audited her Chaucer class this semester. And he comes to rehearsal and talks about Chaucer. It's like, man, that's so cool. And he's also a fantastic teacher, arranger, and a bass player. We really appreciate having Leo with us. This is You Stepped Out of a Dream. Really nice, way to go. Hey, I gotta give a special shout out to Ava Gessner. She is a senior. You heard that guitar solo? I gotta tell you, a month ago that was in a different key. She didn't bat an eyelash when I said we're gonna have to move that up a step. No problem. You throw her G7, sharp 9, sharp 5. She's like, I can't do it right now, but give me an hour and I got it. And she always does. Senior, her first year in a combo, really appreciate you, Eva. Hey, we're going to close with, I got this idea from Leo, I'll give him credit. I'm wearing purple for your class color. That's Leo's thing. But now it's my thing too. Hey, we're going to close with a tune from a Blue Mitchell album called Boss Horn from 1966. This is a fun boogaloo that I learned last summer. I heard it, I knew a combo would have to play it. This is Rigor Mortis. Yes, this is combo number 5. Do you get it? Combo number 5. It's a really good combo name. Yeah, Okay, we're going to play a tune, then I'm going to introduce them all to you. You all set it up? That is Jennifer Opara-Nudu on vocals. Riley Reed on the flute. Alicia Andrews on vibes. We love having a vibe. Bobby Chen on guitar. The multi-instrumentalist Coco Shum on electric piano and electric bass you'll hear in a moment. Lindsay Donovan on piano. Imara Wangia on bass. And Abby Chang and Prisha Goyal on drums and percussion. It's really nice to have student drummers and bass players. We really appreciate that. And we are going to move on with a beautiful bossa nova. Beautiful, but the lyrics are sad. We're going to do the English version entitled If You Never Come to Me.
Yes.
All right, we're going to move on to a beautiful ballad, a pop tune. A pop tune from 1940, that is. Everything Happens to Me. We're going to feature Jennifer again. And we're going to medley right into our last tune, Mercy, Mercy, Mercy by Joe Zawinul. This is combo number 5. This is from the first jazz rock record I ever heard in high school, Spectrum by Billy Cobham. This is a tune called The Red Baron. Very nice. Well done, Boots and Cats. Hey, that's Angelica Mendoza Garcia on vocals. First year, Vera Kim on electric violin. The multi-instrumentalist Vicky Duong on flute. She plays bari sax and big band. The senior, Aaron Lau on piano. We're thrilled to get Darian from the Olin College of Engineering. We're so happy that multi-instrumentalist Darian Jimenez is on electric bass tonight. And he also plays guitar and big band. And Lila Cooper on drums. She's also playing a tune with the big band. That concert's December 5th. Right, Cersei? December 5th. Come back to the big band concert right on this very stage. Hey, speaking of Lila Cooper, we share the same favorite album, Speak No Evil by Wayne Shorter. Both of our favorite albums. We're going to do a tune from that for you, Fee Fi Fo Fum. continue with a beautiful ballad featuring Angelica and also featuring Vera and Vicky and Aaron and Darian and Lila. From a recording featuring Chris Connor, this is All About Running. Very nice. This group performed live on the radio, the college radio station WZLY, last Friday night to promote this very concert. That was only a week ago? Doesn't feel like was really fun. They had an interview portion of the telecast, and everybody sat around and spoke about communication within the band. And I want you to notice they're doing all their own cues tonight, as it should be, and using a lot of nonverbal cues to make the music happen. And it's beautiful to see that. The radio spot was a big hit and really fun, so listen for more blue jazz on WZLY coming this spring. And they're going to close with a samba that was so popular, it was featured in a Schweppes soft drink commercial in 1970. going to reset for the strings. I'll be right back. Yes, this is 272 strings. Hey, while they're tuning up, I'm going to do a couple of thank yous. This is such a great place to work, so many nice people. It's hard to put on a concert like this. We need a lot of help, and we get it. From our chair, Caleb Goldschmidt, thank you so much. Our director of performance, Eliko Akahori. The director of programming, Felicity Savage, does everything around here. Our academic administrator, thank you, Von Mary. Sound engineer, Dan Fox, let's hear it for him. If it sounds good, give it down. Hey, is Margaret still there? Margaret Angelini, the Caroline Guild provided prelude music. That was so nice. Thank you, Margaret. And of course, our students, private teachers, Chris Adams, Mika Rapson, Laura King, David Russell, Kathy Boyd, Cersei Miller, Steve Kirby, Russ Hoffman, Mark Henry, and Steve Landgo. And a special shout out to our workhorse, great teacher, great ranger, nice guy, Leo McDonald, once again. And I'd like to give a special shout out to the Blue Jazz Strings and Combo Director Emerita, Paula Zeitman's in the audience tonight. Stand up, Paula, take a bow. Paula came to rehearsal the other night. It was really fun to see her. So glad you could come. And how about for the hardest working Jazz World coordinator around, Cersei Miller. Yes, Cersei, you want to tell about that quote in the program? Did you see that I put in?
I did not see it.
You didn't read the program? I wrote at the end, Cersei, I said, there's a little joke between us. I said, you can bring your phone charger, but you have to hurry. You got it? 5 days ago, Cersei tells me on the phone, I had the craziest dream last night, Mark. I had the craziest dream. You and I had to join the army, and we had to go right now. And I said, can I bring my phone charger, at least? Dreams mean something, yeah. All right. This is a very special group, 272 strings. It's true. Leo got under the piano and counted the strings. And we counted them all up. We got 272 strings on stage. The drums don't have the strings. And yeah, let's play a tune and then I'll introduce them. This is a real nice arrangement of, this is the most arranged covered song in history, says Leo. Leo arranged this for us, Caravan by Juan Tizol and Duke Ellington. Apparently it's the most covered, most arranged, most recorded song, and the next ones are of course the Beatles. But Caravan, we're going to feature Aaron Kong and Marina Escudel Tapias on cello. And Rachel Lee on piano. Oh, yeah, so fun. Thanks, Leo. That was really good. Hey, we're so happy to have in this ensemble returning veterans on violin. Wendy One, Aaron Kong, Isabel Luna, and on viola, Alex Teasley, on cello, Marina Escondel Tapias, Rachel Lee on piano, Kim Cho on drums. And I'm so happy that we have a bunch of first years this year. On violin, Ashley Cook, Lucy Cruz, and Bianca De Santos. Oh, I love working with the strings. I was so excited to recruit string players. I made an Instagram video of our spring concert, trying to recruit string players. But you know, sometimes they turn up in unexpected ways. The first week of school I was doing auditions. Cersei was teaching a sax lesson, and I came out of the room and I saw a young person sitting there. It's actually Julia Reed over there playing viola. And she's just sitting there, and I said, "Oh, are you here to audition?" No, I just like to listen to jazz. Cersei was playing blues in the other room. I said, "Oh, that's cool. Do you play an instrument?" "Yes, I play viola." I said, "I got some good news for you." And you know, I try not to bother the students too much over the summer. I do start sending tunes around mid-August and asking if they're all right and what we're going to do this semester and all that. And you met Vicky Huang from Boots and Cats. And Vicky was not writing me back. I was wondering, what is wrong with Vicky? I hope she's okay. And then finally, the first week of school, I get an email that says, "I think you're sending these emails to the wrong person, but I play cello. It sounds like fun. Can I join?" That's how I met Vicky Huang. All right, we're going to continue now with a bossa nova version of a great American songbook standard, Out of Nowhere. This will again feature Aaron and Marina, along with Julia Reed and Rachel Lee. That's so fun. Hey, we got a good, another good standard for you. Mood Indigo. Beautiful tune by Duke Ellington. This is going to feature Wendy One and Isabel Luna. All right, way to go. Here we go. Now we got something going on. We got a Marvin Gaye tune. It's a pop standard. The feature's going to feature everybody. You know, Marvin Gaye helped create the Motown sound of the 60s and considered one of the greatest singers of all time. His 1971 album, What's Going On, was a concept album about the injustice towards veterans returning to the Vietnam War. He also included a song on there about the ecology before there was a public outcry over that topic, being taking care of the ecology. And it's called Mercy, Mercy Me. We'd like to bring on, I think we already brought on, our special guest, Chris Adams, is on the faculty of Berklee College of Music and is our own longtime jazz vocal instructor at Wellesley. You should listen to her 5 albums on Spotify and Apple Music and all the streaming services. They're really good. And check her out playing with the Greg Hopkins Big Band at the Mosean Center for the Arts in Watertown on February 11th. Let's have a round of applause for Chris Adams. you got sound? Chris, we didn't get to do a sound check.
I have sound, yes. I can hear myself.
Beautiful.
Can you hear me? I used to sing this song many, many years ago. Actually, last century.
looking at the time. All right, just give me another 4 minutes and we'll get you out of here. We got a cast of thousands coming on stage right now. Come on up if you're in the band and in a combo and you're going to join us on stage and in the balcony. We have a special treat. Yeah, come on up. Let's get the vibes out. All right. We all ready to go now? What do you think? Oh, there's Maisie. Right. We need a chair or a tuba chair. How about a tuba chair? Oh, I promise this will be worth it. Look at Aaron over there on the harmonica. And we got folks in the balcony. I also wanted to try something antiphonal. Now, Leo says that we're going to play something in unison together. Leo says, oh, it's going to be a big difference. They're going to be, way behind us. I, on the other hand, I understand there's a difference between the speed of light and the speed of sound, but I think it's too close to make a real difference. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're going to say a prayer, and we're going to do a dance. And we'll do it for about